Hello, Hotties.
I'm Positive Noodles.
And I'm xFlowmingo.
Welcome to Hot X News Hot Take Speedrun. Welcome,
Ooh.
guys. Episode 32. Feeling good out
Crazy.
here. I know, it's crazy.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 32.
I know. I feel like it in my back. Anyway.
All right. I know.
Fall damage enabled. So we are doing, this is our last week of kind of a different type of format, our speedrun format. And again, we do this kind of when we have to bulk episodes, make sure that we have stuff while we're gone, busy, anything like that. My life's about to get busy. My life be like, ooh, ooh. No, my life be like, ah. So I have a lot of work coming up, and I was like, well, let's not keep skipping weeks if we don't have to, and let's
bulk a little bit. Works for me.
And Flo was like, sure, and then I did all the work.
Hell yeah.
Just kidding.
No, that's accurate.
No. I was just one day I was like, I just randomly was like, I thought of all these FMKs and all of these hot takes, and I wrote them down, and I was like, oh my god,
like,
this
you don't
perfect.
have to do anything. I come up with all of them. You just have to react. I'm like, oh.
I was trying to make it easy because it was my suggestion.
You're incredible, and like, I love you.
I love you more. Okay.
End of story.
Business partners. Okay. So hot takes. We're going to get right into these hot takes. I have a couple. We might not do all of them, but I have a good amount. So one of them is something that people might have heard before, but I know Comic Cons are coming around, this and that. I know they go on throughout the whole year, but there's a bunch of Comic Cons coming on and some just cons in general. My friend went to the Granite State Comic-Con, which is apparently New Hampshire. I did not know New Hampshire was
Granite State.
Yeah, I guess they have a lot of granite. I don't know.
I guess
they probably take it for granite. Okay. Anyway,
good one.
No, it wasn't. Thank you though.
No, it was.
Cosplay does not equal consent. So this is a hot take that some people have, that it's like, oh, well, if they're that character, we can go up and do this. Or if they're that this, 100%. We can go up and do that.
Oh, yeah.
Or if they're wearing cosplay, we have every right to go up and take a picture. No. Same thing with booth girls. They don't, it's not a thing anymore. That was early 2000s, but still.
That was literally just in in a Bones episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah. Cosplay does not equal consent. And I think that's something that has been reiterated this year on TikTok. And this might not be something people think of because they think, oh, they're in a cosplay. I can go up and take a picture, or I can go take a picture of them.
Ask.
No. You have to ask.
That's crazy.
And most of the time, people are okay with it, but you got to realize just because they're in cosplay does not mean that they want to have their picture taken, does not mean they want to be interacted with like they're that character. Right. Does not mean that you have any way to talk, touch, whatever to them in any way that you think. Go and talk to them. Go geek out. I saw a Shigo outfit and I went up and I was tired and I was like, hi. She's like, oh, hi. Because I was like, ah. And I was like, I love your outfit. And she's like, I thank you. And I was like, I just hope you have a great day. She's like, oh, I thought you were going to ask the picture. You were so excited. I was like, no, I just wanted to tell you I love it. You did so good. And she's like, okay.
It's so cute.
Like I've been to cons, not that many, and I'm planning to go to a couple cons again. And I'm already planning on one. I can't wait till the dates get released. But cosplay does not equal consent.
No, never.
Some people see that as a hot take. I don't think it is, but I put it out there,
I agree with, obviously, I agree with you. I think that would be absolutely ridiculous.
This goes for all genders, all spectrum.
Oh, yeah.
But unfortunately,
I know that there are moms who go to these things with their kids, and they're going to see some hot buff guy in a cosplay, and be like, "Oh my god, let's take pictures." You know?
And touching their chest.
That happens too.
Just because.
Even if you get consent for the picture.
You gotta ask.
Not touch them unless you've asked.
Yeah. So
it's crazy.
There's that. Okay.
This is honestly like even like with people. Sorry, I'm playing.
No, you're good.
Thing. This is even like people like in Disney World or like Universal with like face characters and stuff. It's like you can't.
I don't like how people treat it. I get that. I don't know, especially for cons for me, I feel like that's a big thing. Just because somebody is dressed up as a cosplay does not mean that they want to be touched, they want to be talked to, they just want to express, they want to dress up as that person. They're just
having a fun time doing, like, creating their thing, you know? Yeah.
So
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately you do see it more with female presenting cosplays and stuff like that, unfortunately, because they're like, oh my god, it's this and that. And you see it a lot too with shirtless male cosplays or shirtless mask cosplays. Careful, just because they're shirtless does not mean that you can put your hand on. No. Ask. No. Always ask.
Because maybe they're down. They could be, but ask. Just ask. Always ask.
Yeah. Okay.
100%.
These are like kind of quick hot takes. Okay. Digital art is just as valid as any other art form.
100%. 100%.
So I know Inktober's coming up.
Yes.
And I know that people are like, well, digital art is great and all, but like some people think that it's harder. Some people think it's easier. Some people think it's cheating. Some people think it's this. Any type of art form is your art form. I mean, if you freaking trace on not a light bright, what did they call those? But if you're on a light bright, good for you. It's art.
Etch a sketch.
Like, those are hard, but like.
They are.
This is the thing. Digital art is easier for some, harder for others. I think it's a whole, digital art is really hard to start off of. It's its own thing. Yeah. It's a completely other concept. And just because somebody has the assistance of stability settings does not mean that it's any lesser art form.
Right. I mean, like, even like the same thing goes for like Photoshop or any kind of graphic design. It's still like an artful process. It doesn't, it's not any less art.
Yeah. I know with Inktober coming up, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say that like oil painting, is it more cumbersome? Is it more expensive because of like materials and like dangerous because of like toxins? I'm not saying that there aren't different levels of it, but just because somebody is an oil painter and somebody uses digital art does not make it any lesser of an art form.
No. So it's all art. It's all different styles of art. It's all different media.
Yeah. So
that's what it is. Get with the times. This is a new form of art.
Yeah. I see this come up with Inktober sometimes, not as much. And digital art, in my opinion, I find a lot harder than like sketching or this and that, but there's a lot of perks to it too.
It's not like as natural feeling. No. So it's like you got to learn its own thing.
Yeah. I got a paper like screen protector too. So it feels more like paper, but yeah, I need to replace mine. But yeah, back on kind of the graphic design. Now, I want this to come across as if I want you guys to take this with the preface as recreational, not professional. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Using Canva does not make you lesser than for graphic design. Now, when I say this, if you are hired as a graphic designer for a whole ass company and you only use
as a
Canva,
professional. Yeah.
That entails a lot more experience. Now, they might only supply you with Canva, and that's fine. I don't know. These are a lot of different
they're good ones. I agree with you though, because I mean, like, there's only so much I can do. If I need to make the graphics for my own thing, like for stream, for example, or for this podcast, I don't have the training or the tools to like make a whole ass thing from scratch. I don't. So I'm gonna do my best, but I'm still designing. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that I'm equal to a professional graphic designer, but I'm still doing a design. I'm still using the tools I have to make something.
I see this a lot where they're like, oh my God, this person on Etsy used Canva to sell stuff. Okay. So they used a resource that most people use to make their DIY stuff, and they probably used it as like used text. Because guess what? fonts are everywhere. I don't know how to explain it, but like the font we use is like there's a specific style for Canva, but like I could design a whole, like I could draw a whole pixel art thing. I'm going to import it to Canva and add text. You know what I mean?
Right.
And some people get upset about that because you should be using Photoshop, or you should. Canva is just a valid source.
It
in
is.
my opinion.
If that's what you have, then
now,
why wouldn't? Yeah.
I personally know somebody who works in graphic design, and like does this and thinks Canva is great. But again, if you're going to be like a graphic designer for a company or for specific like thing, like a true professional in graphic design, like title of graphic designer, more than just like basic marketing, you do have to have more Canva's experience. And Canva is limiting to them.
I was going to say, Canva is limited because there's also the fact that like if you're working with like trademarking and like copyrights and stuff like that, then you need someone who's designing their own stuff from scratch, because I can never trademark any of my stuff I make on Canva because those things are made by other artists. That import their stuff to Canva to be used. Yeah. So obviously it's not equal. Say like having Canva
even if
is not, you know,
not clip art, but what's that term?
I know what you're it is clip art.
Clip art, or like stock. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I'll make flyers for my work. So we joke around at my work because I was hired as the event coordinator for my work. We joke around that I'm event coordinator, graphic designer, and IT because I do a lot. And I make flyers and I make things and I put the logo in and make things look pretty. Now I use like the clip art and the stock photos and whatever like that, or the certain designs. That stuff, like, again, while I can use to make a flyer for my local business, again, is not like you said, trademark, stuff like that. Right. But that doesn't make me any less of a person to use Canva over Photoshop for something that is so accessible. I do see Canva being brought up a lot because people are like, well, it's not Photoshop, or it's not this, it's not that. Right. Who cares, like, Carol? I'm making a flyer for my Halloween party. Tool. Chill.
Right. Like, it's not that serious.
Also, I use Canva for sometimes removing background. The background remover on Canva is a great tool. Yeah. You have to have Pro, but God, it is pretty accurate. Yeah. I've used it to help with my emotes. Like, I've used it to like it. Canva has so many great resources. So
it does.
Again, I'm not saying going for a graphic design title at a company. I'm saying doesn't make you any less.
But like on a personal level and using
or
for
small
like
level
small things. Yeah. It's great. I think it's so great.
Okay. This is basically does not make you less than.
That's fine. Those are hot takes.
Whole cut.
This is all like, it's all like, you know, like if you play The Sims, you're not a gamer. No.
Okay.
No.
Amazon published books does not determine quality. So being Amazon published,
I don't even know what that means.
So you can be published through Amazon, which is easier. So you can publish your book through Amazon, which is what a lot of people do, or self-publish, stuff like that. Amazon Publish is very common because it's a lot easier to do than to go through like Penguin Books, or you know what I mean, like to go through these big like publishing companies to get it published. But a lot of people are like, oh my God, that's like an Amazon published book. Of course they can, because they can easily get it published.
That's like literally the whole point.
Yeah. This is,
you know what I mean? Like, I don't.
I will say there's some stuff on there like Conquered by Clippy, a smut book published through Amazon Publishing. That is a smut book about Clippy from Microsoft Word or Microsoft Office.
Love that.
Conquered by Clippy. Look it up. The reviews are great.
Yeah, and I think I think that's great that people, you know, it makes it accessible.
It makes it accessible.
People are so upset by things being accessible because they want to gatekeep it.
Yeah. It's a status thing too. Flo knows who I'm talking about, or probably I've talked about it before, but there's somebody that I work with, or I work in the same vicinity as, and it's all about status. And they worked with this publishing company, and I feel like it's a lot of an older generation thing too.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, and they made fun of another coworker's friend, like, because the coworker was like, yeah, my friend like published a book, and they're like, oh, that's so cool. And then when she found out it was like through Amazon Publishing or self-published, she's like, oh yeah, everybody can get published through Amazon, which I don't know what the requirements are, but who fucking cares?
Right.
Who cares?
This is a step. You can't just magically be like, surprise, now I'm published with a fucking
and not everybody
big publisher all of a sudden.
Just because you're published by Amazon does not, or self-published or whatever it is, does not mean that your quality is lesser.
Right.
Like it just means that you have that accessibility. Who knows? Yes. Some things were picked up on, but like, yes, we have the Suzanne Collins of, which is Hunger Games, and like we have these like J.R.R. Tolkien and like big names and whatever. But what stories did we miss because we didn't have accessible publishing?
That's a good question.
Because there's great books out there that are self-published or published on Amazon.
Like, it's even like the same thing with like my fanfics. Obviously, a lot of these fanfics can't be published as is because like they can't use the characters and stuff.
Yeah.
But they're so good. And I'm like, I hope these people get discovered. And now they have an accessible way to put out their works.
Yeah. And guess what? There's fanfic books, as you know, that are now actual books. Like, like Love Hypothesis and Being a Raylo fanfiction is an actual book. They own it. Anyway. Stupid. But like, there's some books and it's even been turned into movies, and I'm not a fan of the books or movies. I tried the books. I don't like the movies, but there's been books that have been talked about that it's basically a Harry Styles fan fiction and it's turned into a book and movie. There's been multiple. Like the After series and stuff like that. I'm not saying all of them, but I'm just like, they're just because you're self-published does not mean
doesn't mean that it's less quality there.
Like Love Hypothesis, Ali Hazelwood, who's an amazing writer, great smut. I read her novella that wasn't based off of any of her fanfics, but Love Hypothesis was based off her Raylo fanfics, which I haven't read yet. I'm getting to, I promised. It's one of those things where it's like in front of me and I'm like, I need to do this. And I've heard about some of the smut, so I'm like, I need to do this. So it's like, the thing is, it's like these things, this amazing, brilliant woman who is literally a neuroscience scientist, like is an Italian woman with a PhD in neuroscience, wrote a fanfic, and it got turned into a book in some way. Like, it doesn't always happen the traditional way. We're not gatekeeping. Right. Let people be published how they want to be published, you know?
I agree.
So just because you're Amazon published does not base the quality. I'm not gonna lie. Do I think Conquered by Clippy is the next Great Gatsby? No,
probably not.
But you never know. Okay,
let them get it out there.
Yeah. You know what? We need more monster stuff. Somebody cooked here. All right. So this actually kind of ties in.
Ooh.
Movies that are based off fanfic books are okay.
Can be. I think everything has the opportunity to be good. I don't know a ton.
I do, and the ones that I mean, maybe I've seen them and I don't like.
Which is what? If you want to say it, or we can discuss later.
You guys can come after me. Actually, fitting. The After series. It is originally a fanfic about Harry Styles, I believe.
I don't know what that is.
It's on Netflix. There's 3 movies. It's just basically toxic relationship. I don't know if it was trans because it was a fanfic, I think Wattpad. Then it went to a book, and then the book did well, and they made a Netflix movie. Yeah, it's like 3 different movies. I don't think it translated well, or if it did, girl, you need therapy. But yeah. I mean, Yeah. I personally don't, but there's books out there that are technically based off fanfics, like, again, Love Hypothesis, like I was saying. If they made a Love Hypothesis movie, then...
Is it true that, like, the 50 Shades?
Yeah, 50 Shades.
Are fanfics, Twilight fanfics?
Yeah, 50 Shades are Twilight fanfics.
Right.
I mean, I don't like that movie, but I don't think it's... Again, this isn't me saying they're bad. I personally don't like them.
Yeah,
but
exactly, because like subjectively,
but like I feel like when people find out, like, oh my god, that was like a fanfic,
it like makes them go like,
it's not that good a movie. It's a rom-com. It's a romantic movie. Like, get over it, you know. Yeah, this is more just like, you're not lesser than. Okay,
right. That's, I mean, yeah.
Okay, the last two are not that.
Oh, okay. So there you go.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go with this. We'll go in order.
Okay.
TikTok freebooting is out of fucking control.
Freebooting what is that?
Freebooting was something that was brought up kind of mid, like, 2010s type era. Late 2010s. Where it was on YouTube. YouTube was freebooting a lot. The term came, where basically react videos or videos where you just put your face in the corner. You're not actually reacting and you have a clip playing.
Okay.
So they called it freebooting, where you're just taking other people's content and you're boosting yourself by doing nothing, by adding nothing. Now, this is not you reacting to a trailer. This is not you reacting to a little, like, Easter eggs that could be in it. This is literally you, like, this. So TikTok, I've seen this so much, and I will, like, block it. So some of this might be literally just ripping movie scenes, not as trailers, and putting them in clips, movie, TV scenes, putting them in clips.
You're absolutely right.
Or having that and then having something underneath, whether it's somebody going like, look up, or look, you know, or you'll see at the beginning, it's like, look, I know what you're talking about, and they'll show a clip.
Right. So I know what you're talking about now. Yeah. Okay, I agree.
So
I think it's crazy.
It's
Is this along the same lines of like people that are like filming like movies and like doing them live? I feel like that's a thing too.
Filming
people
movies?
Be like watching movies live.
Oh no! Oh my god!
Once in a while, I'll be scrolling by movies, and it'll be like they're watching like Elemental, and I'm like,
wow.
What?
So freebooting. Yeah, I know. The freebooting is. Oh, is this? Oh. Why is it? It's weird. It's saying. Okay. It's not giving me the actual term. I'm gonna look up freebooting slang because it's giving me an Oxford dictionary and it's like not working. But like, yeah, so the practice of living from plunder or piracy. So kind of. Right. Why is this Urban Dictionary? That's where we gotta go, which they usually don't tell. Taking online media and reposting it on your website. Basically, like YouTube channel. So not website in a sense. This is back when there, but like, so taking a movie clip, or what you see a lot right now is stitching somebody's content with them like in a slime video or a satisfying video, and it's somebody else's complete content that they did not give consent for you to post on their page and get 1 million views. So it's freebooting is getting likes, like benefiting from posting other people's content without their permission and without adding anything to it other than a slime fucking video. This was big in YouTube for a while. I want to say like mid 2010s type era, where I know I said like a bunch of different eras, but like mid 2010s, where it would just be like a video and then there would be text on the bottom and text on the top of like saying something like, these are so funny, and it would just be like,
yes,
doing that, and people would not add anything to it, and they would just post
a value.
it.
Yeah.
And this isn't me saying like Vine compilations, not that. Like, they would just add this. And I think it's huge on TikTok of other people's content, of fucking movies and TV shows. And I try not to watch them, but they do get you in. They suck you in. And that's how I found some stuff that I actually watched, like Made. I was like, oh, that's a cool clip. But I rather watch like a cool clip and then not see that the person posted basically the whole movie in 3-minute clips with little like slime videos underneath it. I am not dissing slime videos. This is just what I see with it the most.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about now.
I know freebooting is such like it's crazy. An old term, but you see it so
I'd never heard it before, but you do, and it is crazy to me. It's like bizarre. I'm like, I don't understand.
It bothers me because it feels like cheap views.
Yeah.
Now, and again, this isn't adding anything. This isn't them being like, oh my God, I'm reacting to this or that. And sometimes even if they're reacting, they're just like, ha. Right. And it's not adding anything, you know? And so it makes me so uncomfy. But again, I wonder if I'm like in this niche market that knew the term freebooting. Okay. Now I feel
maybe I just never heard it. Yeah. But I'm also not, I feel like there's a lot of things like that I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Last one. Maybe. Unless you have one that you have. Oh, I do technically have two more. I have this one and another one. I'm going to do the first one before I do this last one, because this one I feel like I'm going to get some hate for or some love for. We'll see. And we'll see if you've seen this too.
Okay.
So before I do that, one that I thought of, because you were talking about Diablo 4 in episode 30.
Yes.
Hot take, you do not have to play games in order.
Agreed. You know, and I thought of this the other day. Like, I think when we were talking, I don't remember what we were talking about. But yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Unless it's like, I mean, if there's like, I mean, either way, you don't have to, but if there's a chronology to that, then I would like prefer to play them in order. But like, if it doesn't matter that much, who cares? I'm playing Diablo 4. I don't know anything about the previous Diablos, but Diablo 4 is fantastic.
I want to play Witcher 3, but I don't want to play Witcher 1 and 2.
Right.
And I think a lot of people just go right into Witcher 3. I want to play Red Dead Redemption 2, and I know that's not a straight continuation, or if it is, I don't feel like it's as important. But
yeah,
you do not have to play games in order. I think that there's some series that it truly does benefit from, like Last of Us, like Last of Us Part 1 and Last of Us Part 2. I haven't played either, but I do know the synopsis of those. I know you benefit from playing the Part 1 and Part 2. I really do.
Right.
I understand that. But I'm going to go play Witcher 3. I'm not going to play Witcher 1 and 2. If you want to play Skyrim and never played Oblivion and Morrowind, and again, I know those aren't continuous story games, but you do not have to play things in order. You playing Diablo 4.
Yeah.
If you want to play, but like, you know, we don't shame.
Even like GTA. I played GTA 5, then GTA 4. I haven't played any of the other ones. Like,
again, I do think that there are games that benefit from continuous story play, but honestly, there's not a lot in my eyes that I think that it's a big deal if you play things in order. Do I think it would be weird for you to play Last of Us Part 2 before playing Last of Us Part 1?
Yeah,
yes,
maybe.
Because that is very much story based. But I do not think that you're going to have a bad time if you play Witcher 3 before playing Witcher 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Or playing Red Dead Redemption 2 without playing Red Dead Redemption. I can never say that straight.
Right.
Or like, again, I think about it, like there's really not that many series that benefit from playing it in order. Do you think all the guys play COD in order? And I know they're not continuous stories, but you don't have to play games in order. Yeah. Okay. Those were a little spicy hot takes. All right, Flo. Is there anything you want to say before we go after this very
I think that's
hot take speed run?
That's it.
All right, guys. So we're going to talk about our socials. Our socials are Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. YouTube, you can watch our vodcasts. TikTok, you can see our little clips of our Reddit stories and different things like FMKs and just silly moments. And Instagram, you can see our updates, pictures to do with certain episodes and our FMKs and interact with us there. That is Hot X Nudes Pod, HOTXNOODSPOD. Also, feel free to join us our Discord. The link is in our link tree below, which is the linktree/Hot X Nudes Pod. And it's in the show notes, as well as email us, hotxnudespod@gmail.com. Let us know what you want to see, stories that you have, anonymous stories you just want to send to us, anything like that, any suggestions or hot takes that you guys might have. Again, you can also send that to our Discord or on Instagram. And you can also send us noodles on Ko-fi, ko-fi.com/hotxnudespod. Okay, so I talked a lot, Flo, and I said some spicy things, and so did you in our last episode about ghosts. Is there anything else that you would like to say before we go?
Nope. Okay. That's it.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.